Hi everybody, Jenny Serta here, team leader for the A team, and I'm going to talk with you today about my thank you sample follow-up system. It's a great client retention system and just helps me on so many levels to make sure my business is going smoothly and is always really strong. Um, Follow-up, as you know, is super key, but sometimes it's easy to let it fall off the radar because it's not urgent. It's very important, but it's not urgent. So it's easy to say tomorrow, right? But we don't want to do that. So that's why this is such a foundational piece of my business. Follow up and a system like this can help your clients feel special, help keep them thinking of you, keeps you on their radar. I always want them to think of me when they're thinking of skincare. I don't want them to ever be tempted to just, pick up a lotion at the mall or at the grocery store or wherever they got their lotion before they met me. I want them to think of me first. And follow up and this kind of a system is a really amazing way to do that. You want to make sure you are one of their habits, and so this helps to contribute to that. The first thing that I do is I make sure I always have a comprehensive list of everyone who has placed an order with me and what they ordered. Now, primarily, this is going to be on your website. Driving everyone to shop online with you is the most efficient and effective way to build your business. It's scalable because you pass them off to the website, the exec team takes care of the rest, and then you follow up to make sure they had a great experience with the product. But I know there are always some exceptions to that sending everybody to your website rule, and one of them might be vendor events. One of my favorite ways to share my business is by going to do a women's show or a holiday bazaar or something like that and meeting new people. And one of the things that I do at those is I always make sure I have a drawing for a prize. It could be something small or large. That is not even the most important part of it. But if I have a drawing, then I can get their information. When they're done signing up for the prize drawing, I have them hand the slip to me, and I always have my box clear in the back of my booth because I want that slip because I'm going to write on there what I remember about them, and specifically if they purchase something, I'm going to write on there what they purchased, okay? So then I can add it to my comprehensive list of everybody who shopped with me. If you have someone who doesn't feel comfortable shopping online, that kind of person definitely wants to go on that comprehensive list of clients who shopped with you. If you happen to be doing a bulk order or anything like that, you want to make sure those are included as well. Every single person who shopped with you should make it onto this list. I always make sure that my list gets updated once a month for my monthly thank you sample mailing. All right, so we've got the comprehensive list. We know who we want to thank. It's time to do our thank you sample mailing. So for me, I'm an electronic person, so I keep mine in I actually have there are a lot of different ways to do it. You can keep it on a spreadsheet. You can keep it in a notebook. Tons of different ways. There are CRMs, which are customer relation management tools, like I think Penny is one that's out there right now. I have been using FitFu for a while, but there are definitely a lot of systems for this. Doesn't matter how you do it however feels most comfortable to you, just do it. So keeping track of everybody in one spot is magic. So what we're going to do is we're going to send each person who shopped with us the previous month a thank you sample. Now for me, I really like sending a postcard, and I like sending it in like a clear cellophane envelope because then they can see what's in it. And I think that is just a cool feature of mail. Like most mail is in like a plain white envelope. It's not exciting. And we want this to be happy mail always. It's going to be something fun from you. So what I have done, there are a couple of options. I went on to PicMonkey, or you could use Canva to create something like this. This is my postcard. And I'll probably change it up as we kind of get launched, but I wanted to feature our launching products and say that we had a March 1st launch and that good things are coming and all that stuff. And why Align is important. It has all my contact info back here. So I went and created it on PicMonkey, and I ordered it through Vistaprint. Those are just my preferred ways to do it, but there's a lot of different ways to do it. I also found on Amazon some really cute. They're more like this is like a 5x7 size card. They're the more traditionally sized postcard. They said, "You are the heart of my business," and they had them black postcards with the heart in a kind of a cool script. Those would be a really great option too, and really affordable. So what I do is I take my postcard, and if you're going to be handwriting addresses, you can handwrite it right here. What I did when I designed mine was I made sure my return address was on there, and I left room for the address and for postage. So if you're handwriting it, handwrite it on the card before you put it in the envelope. If you're using labels, like those of us whose penmanship is so bad, then you can just put it in there, and then you'll put the label on the outside. And the postage has to go on the outside, okay? So put your postcard in there. Take your sample and put it in there as well. And I always put it with what it is side out so they can see, oh, I got some of that. So there you go. And then you can just seal it up and send it. Sometimes if there's something extra fun happening, then I will put in another little insert in with my postcards. So I get these postcards in kind of a bulk order, and then I can just adapt by adding a postcard or something in there, or just a little hand-made up thing that I do to announce what's going on. So for a while I've been announcing the big launch, the March 1st launch of Align. So this has been going in everything that I'm doing, including these postcards. You can just slip those right in the front, and they're so lightweight that they don't really increase your postage costs, but it is another way to get really timely information out there. Another thing that you can do is create something as an image and then just send it to Walgreens 1 hour photo and have it printed off. So what I'm getting ready to do is announce a local kind of in-person girls' night out launch party for all of my clients. So I'll create an invitation and I'll have it printed at Walgreens, and I will stick that in with their thank you sample. And that way I have a way to kind of give them timely information, but also then the general information that you would want to send out to your clients. You know, could be something about our rewards program when that launches. It could be something about how to join your team or the benefits of joining your team. Could be, you know, woman-owned business or whatever the things that you want to highlight. You can highlight on that personalized postcard, or it doesn't have to get that complicated. It can be just the postcard from Amazon that I mentioned, and I'll definitely share those links in the comments. All right, so we put it all together. We need to put postage on it, so the postage has to go on the outside. And the best postage, the easiest that I've found, is just to get these non-machinable stamps. I believe they're 95 cents. They're under $1 at the time of recording this. And then you can just stick that on the outside of your envelope right here, seal it up, put it in the mail. One thing you need to know, so this is called a non-machinable stamp. The idea is that it won't go through the machine and squish your sample. If you really want them to not go through your machine, the machine at the post office, you have to hand these to the postal worker. You can't just put them in your mailbox. They don't distinguish between this unless you hand it right to the postal worker, and then they can put it in a separate pile. So keep that in mind. When you first start doing this, you might just go visit your post office and take one that's complete and say, tell me how much postage I need for this, because postage seems to change often. So that way you'll make sure you have what you need, because you don't want to spend $1 mailing this out and your time and have it come back to you. That's no fun. All right, so we've got the thank you sample mailing out the door. Hallelujah, we did it. Done is fun, but we're not quite done. There's a couple more steps that make this really, really effective. Okay, so as soon as I drop these babies in the mail, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hop in my VIP group, and I'm going to post a big thank you post. And it could say something like, oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much for shopping with me in March. I appreciate you so much. You've got Happy Mail on the way. And you could post a picture of you holding the product that you send them a sample of. Or you could, any kind of fun picture, but I highly recommend using your beautiful face. You are the one they're shopping with, and you're the one that they are loyal to, and they're gonna want to see your face. So put your face in there, thank them, and then tag them. They should be in your VIP group if they're your customer, hopefully. But if they're not, if they're a new customer or someone that just kind of fell through the cracks, it happens. When you're tagging every single person that you sent this mailing to, you will know who's not in there because you can't tag them. So go through, tag everyone that you can, and then, post that and be done with that part. And then go through every single person you couldn't tag. Hopefully it's just 1 or 2 people. Or maybe it's a lot because you did a big vendor event and that's a good opportunity to follow up with those people. But reach out and say, if it's someone from a vendor event, you might say, oh my gosh, I loved getting to know you a little bit at the women's show. And I just realized I don't think I've invited you to my very important Pampers group on Facebook. And I would love it if you could join us. We do all kinds of fun stuff. Here's what the fun stuff is. If you're interested, here's a link, and you can just click there to join or let me know, and I'll get you added right away. And just make sure you're sending that out. A lot of people will just click the thing and join your group, and you'll be all done. Some of them will not, and that's okay too. But you've invited them, right? Okay, so that is part of the system, and make sure that you're keeping your clients in your group where you have access to them and you can build that relationship. Now, the next thing to do, about 10 days later, you want to give those samples time to have arrived, and then you want to put another follow-up saying, oh my gosh, did you guys get your Happy Mail? Who got their sample? And maybe you hold up, the picture of what the sample looked like. And you can post some product info, like a graphic saying what the key ingredients are, how to use it, things like that in that post. But then just say, hey, if you haven't used it yet, make sure you get it off of your mail pile on the counter and move it into your bathroom. And if you have tried it, I want you to hop in the comments below and tell me what you thought. And then you tag them all again. So, this is 10 days apart, so it's not going to feel like you're bombarding them, but it does give you a chance to then tag the new people who joined and tag the people who got their samples. Remind them to use the stinking samples. I am as guilty as anybody. I need a reminder, I know. So doing that is a really great, effective way to get them to try the samples, and then they share in the comments what they thought, which is amazing because it does several things. One, it's a way for them to share with other people in the group how much they liked that product. It's a way for people who are in the group who maybe didn't get the sample but loved the product to chime in and say, oh my gosh, that's one of my favorites. I love it because of X, Y, and Z. Gives you great product reviews to share with other people, because even though you should have a lot of credibility with your group, it's sometimes really nice to just have some outside confirmation of your expertise. And then it's just a really nice way to keep engagement going in your VIP group as well. This is kind of a cool system, and I've talked about it in how it would work for Facebook, because that tends to be where I live most of my time. But it's really a good option for other social media channels as well. Like you could create a profile on Instagram, for example, that's just for your clients, and you could do the same thing there. So just take this and use it, adapt it so that it works for you, okay? There's a lot of different ways to do this, but the key parts are following up with your customers, keeping a great database of who loves what, and then just generating a lot of great interaction and a lively VIP group, okay? Really, really good stuff. All right, so benefits of this program are you're following up. Everybody's getting at least that follow-up, right? It gets product on people so that they can fall in love and try new products and encourages continuing to shop with you, keeps your records current. You want to know who's buying what, who's shopping with you and what they're buying. This can be really useful. Say they bought Clarify, and now we've got the non-exfoliating face wash coming out, and you want to say, this fall it's a good idea to skin cycle and maybe exfoliate a little less. So adding our face wash, our creamy face wash, into the mix is a really great idea this time of year as we switch into our winter skincare routine. Something like that. Or maybe there's a special, or maybe there's a product that pairs really nicely, or they fell in love with the water fragrance on the hand cream, and now we have a water body butter. Like, these are all really key personal ways to follow up that help your clients know that you know them and you care about what they care about. All right, so it also grows your VIP group, creates VIP group engagement, and it generates product reviews that you can share. So many good things from this one system. Even in my busiest months in business, I can complete this follow-up system in a matter of just a few hours. It is simple, effective, and it just keeps on contributing to your business. It is a really great way to create a firm foundation and to keep your business alive and growing. I hope that this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please do feel free to reach out to me directly. I would be happy to help you. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Mwah! Thank you for tuning in. Bye.